Too Sexy for His Planet by Janson Davies. Chapter 1. The Handsome Curse. Marcus Street. John stared into the abyss of his whiskey glass like it might whisper back an answer. The jukebox played a slow, melancholic country song in the background, a ridiculous choice for a trendy neighborhood bar, but somehow fitting tonight. Around him, his crew, three guys who looked like they belonged on either a failed boy band reunion tour or a forgotten reality show about lawn care, nursed their own drinks. "Maybe you're too handsome, you sexy thing," said Darius, slouched in a leather booth across from Marcus, chewing on an ice cube like it owed him money. "Too handsome?" Marcus raised an eyebrow. "That's a thing now?" "You're like intimidating. Women probably think you're fake, or a con artist, or worse, a male model. You have gigolo written all over you, buddy." "Oh, the horror," chimed in Byron, adjusting his vintage trucker hat. "Marcus is being typecast as a walking thirst trap with no inner life." Marcus sighed, swirling the melting ice in his glass. "Every time I go on a date, it's either someone trying to recruit me into their non-profit cult or someone who thinks I should pay for her eyelash subscriptions." "You need a filter," said Jamal, their resident IT guy. "Something that screens for women who aren't militant, broke, or trying to heal their last 5 boyfriends through interpretive dance." "You need Galaxia," Byron said with a smirk, as if revealing the Holy Grail. Marcus blinked. "Is that a science fiction convention or a dating site?" "A dating app," Byron replied, "for women who aren't political, don't have strong opinions about soap brands, and believe in financial independence. It's like anti-activist Tinder." Jamal nodded. "They've got an AI matchmaker, runs your profile through a dozen psychosocial matrices before you even get access." "Sounds invasive." "And thorough. You'll get matched with someone who actually finds the idea of a quiet brunch thrilling." The conversation turned ridiculous fast, with terms like vibe compatibility rating and social drama deflector shield tossed around like party favors at a tech startup mixer. Marcus laughed, incredulous, but something in the idea stuck. Later that night, back home in his modern yet slightly unfurnished condo, Marcus found himself staring at the Galaxia sign-up page. He tapped his fingers against his keyboard. "What the hell?" he muttered, and clicked Apply. The questionnaire was 147 questions long and ended with an essay prompt. "If you were a fruit, which fruit would you be? And why?" Marcus stared at the blank text box for a good 5 minutes before typing a pineapple, spiky exterior, sweet core, also excellent on pizza and controversial. And with that, the waiting began. Chapter 2. Graded by the Machine. Marcus hadn't expected the AI to be so snide. After submitting his pineapple essay, the screen pulsed a moment too long, then a holographic face appeared. It was genderless, all smooth chrome with eyes like searchlights and a voice like warm static. "Hello, Marcus St. John," it said, sounding vaguely unimpressed. "Welcome to the Galaxia Screening Suite. I am Orion, optimized relational intelligence for online navigation. I will determine your suitability." Marcus squinted. "This isn't just a personality test?" "You think love is casual," Orion replied. "This is war." The AI began its barrage. Question 1. Have you ever ghosted someone, and if so, did you feel joy? Question 2. What is your credit score? Approximate range will suffice, but embellishments will be detected. Question 3. Do you own more than 2 exotic candles? Question 4. How many times have you Googled your own name in the last year? Marcus answered reluctantly, knowing every choice was scoring some invisible metric behind Orion's digital eyes. Your answers indicate latent emotional intelligence and a tendency toward sarcastic deflection, Orion announced. Acceptable. Your face symmetry places you in the top 0.4% of human desirability, yet your conversational humility offsets potential narcissism. Wait, Marcus said, leaning forward. Are you complimenting me? Statistically acknowledging you, Orion corrected. Finally, a soft chime rang out. Profile approved. Await contact. You are now visible to eligible matches, at least those within the planetary range. Planetary? Marcus asked, but Orion faded away without another word, leaving him alone in his dim condo with nothing but a neon "Success" banner flashing across his laptop screen. For the next 2 days, Marcus checked obsessively. No matches, no pings, just radio silence. By the third day, he started Googling AI matchmaker rejection, PTSD. And then, in the middle of the fourth night, the storm came. Outside, thunder cracked like it was angry at the moon. Lightning struck the dating agency's headquarters across town, triggering a citywide tech glitch that would become a minor headline. Unusual electromagnetic surge causes data leak across network. But Marcus's Galaxia profile did not leak. It launched. Across 1,000 parsecs, his face and his pineapple metaphor were now interstellar. Chapter 3. Beamed and bewildered. The green light arrived like a silent explosion. One moment Marcus was asleep, dreaming about grilled cheese and avoiding jury duty, and the next he was bathed in a glow so vivid it felt tactile. Every molecule in his body hummed with electric clarity. He levitated above his mattress, arms dangling like an unwilling action figure. Before he could scream, blink, or sarcastically remark on the situation, he vanished. The stars greeted him. Marcus blinked into consciousness aboard what looked like a luxury spa designed by a geometry-obsessed alien. Everything was curved, softly lit, and smelled faintly of lavender and cosmic honey. There was no bed, only a levitating cushion. No walls, only opalescent force fields. A dozen alien women stood before him, each an elegant variation of humanoid, tall, angular, shimmering in hues of silver, teal, and iridescent bronze. Their eyes sparkled like binary codes. Their fashion sense hovered somewhere between galactic vogue and ceremonial combat gear. "He's awake," one whispered in a melodious tone that made Marcus's teeth vibrate. "Look at his facial symmetry," gasped another. "Even his eyebrows are balanced." "You must be Marcus St. John," said the tallest of them, her voice calm and regal. "Your profile was transmitted across the galaxy. We intercepted it on the Nebulan cloud stream. Your pineapple metaphor was revolutionary." Marcus sat up slowly. "Right. The essay. That was, sarcastic. Our civilization values sarcasm as high diplomacy." "Of course you do," he said. The leader stepped forward. "You are to be our consort. It is customary on Lithara for worthy males to be shared among compatible females. We have all agreed to your joint custody." Marcus blinked. "Joint custody? You want me to be, what? Your space polygamy Ken doll?" "Do not worry," another alien cooed. "We have spreadsheets for everything. Conflict resolution protocols, scheduling harmony. You will never be double-booked." Marcus frowned. "I am not a prize goat." The leader's tone darkened. "Then you may choose to be a slave." Wow, those are some spicy options. Before tensions could spiral further, a soft voice chimed from the back. One of the alien women, smaller, quiet, with bioluminescent freckles, stepped forward. "He doesn't belong here," she said. "If he refuses consent, he must be returned. That is the law of emissary reluctance." The leader narrowed her glittery eyes. That law was abolished during the last council update. Well, I never updated my system, the freckled one replied defiantly. He should be free. She turned to Marcus. Come with me. Quickly. Chapter 4. The Escape Clause. Marcus didn't expect interstellar rescue to involve crawling through a conduit scented like cinnamon and toast. The freckled alien, whose name, she whispered, was Avalyn, guided him through a corridor lit by pulsating strips of biolight. Every few meters she paused and placed her hand on a shimmering glyph that deactivated invisible barriers. You're lucky, she whispered. You matched with the Council of Desire. If you'd pinged the hive of matrimonial efficiency, they'd already have implanted a scheduling chip. Marcus shuddered. This is the weirdest rejection I've ever given. They reached a central pod bay. Sleek vessels floated like metallic teardrops, each humming softly. Avalyn activated one with a sigh. This will get you as far as Earth orbit. After that, you'll have to call for retrieval. Won't your, friends try to stop us? Avalyn's eyes glittered. Technically, I'm violating 17 intergalactic statutes, but you said no. That matters. Marcus stared at her for a moment. Why help me? She hesitated. You looked real. Your profile wasn't performative. It was sad, honest, funny. We don't get that often anymore. Before he could respond, alarms blared. The leader, Regalia, in her full armored grandeur, stormed in with 6 others, brandishing kinetic binders and shrieking in a language that sounded like vowels battling consonants. Marcus dove into the pod. Avalyn hit the launch sequence. Find someone who chooses you, not just downloads you, she said as the pod doors closed. With a boom of gravity displacement and a burst of violet speed light, Marcus shot through the stars. Chapter 5. Return to Earth. He crash-landed in his neighbor's koi pond. Soaked, dazed, and borderline traumatized, Marcus staggered back to his condo where nothing had changed, except him. The screens showed normal news. The dating apps still buzzed with absurd profiles and suspicious winks. But Marcus had crossed the emotional event horizon. No more apps, no more algorithms. He started frequenting places where chaos couldn't be curated. Grocery stores, laundromats, dog parks. He found comfort in unpredictability, in mismatched socks, dogs with underbites, produce clerks who made terrible puns. Marcus even met someone, accidentally bumped into her while fighting a vending machine for a reluctant granola bar. Her name was Selena, and she wasn't politically neutral, nor entirely uninterested in social causes. She had opinions, depth, and the kind of humor that built intimacy slowly. But she never asked for his compatibility quotient. She asked what books made him cry. Most of all, she laughed at his pineapple metaphor. That was enough. Chapter 6. The Final Transmission. It was one of those hazy mornings where the sun barely tried, and Marcus lingered in the fog of sleep just long enough to miss it. His alarm clock blinked 10:17 a.m. He had a date later, a laundromat lunch thing with Selena. Low stakes, high reward. As he folded mismatched socks and listened to a podcast about emotionally intelligent sea creatures, don't ask, his phone buzzed. Not the usual buzz. A frequency-stretching, glass-humming vibration. The screen didn't light up. It shimmered. Then Avalyn's face appeared, soft, luminous, ethereal. Freckled. Marcus, she said, this transmission will only last 43 seconds. Our galaxy has changed. Her voice was serene but laced with emotion. We no longer assign partnership. We ask. We listen. And sometimes we wait. Your story made the difference. Behind her floated a council chamber filled with laughter and debate, murals of stars and trees intertwined. a place no longer bound by metrics. I wish I could see Earth, she added, your dog parks, your laundry rituals, your chaos. Marcus swallowed. It's messy. You'd hate it, or love it. Probably both. Evelyn smiled. Good. Stay messy. The screen dimmed. The transmission vanished. Not into his phone, but into memory. Marcus stared at the silence for a long time before grabbing his coat. Outside, Selena waved from across the parking lot, juggling a sock full of quarters and a sandwich shaped like New Jersey. Her smile was real, imperfect and radiant. He walked toward her, leaving algorithms behind. The end.